The number one mistake that I see with coaching new real estate agents is that they come into the business with either unrealistic expectations or no expectations at all. There's no goals, no strategy, no GPS, absolutely no accountability even existing. And what that's going to do is set them and their business up for failure. Now, before we get into it, I'm Kyle the Coach. I help new agents and agents that want to refresh, rebrand, and re-energize their business here in coastal Delaware and beyond. Now, when I have the very first conversation with a new real estate agent, the very first question I ask is, what are your goals with real estate? And then I stop talking and let them sit there and think. And the silence is okay sometimes. It's meant to set their mindset up in the correct way so we can then carry the conversation to a point of accountability, creating goals that are attainable, and also strategies that we can implement in our day-to-day activities that are going to help us meet those goals. Once we set all of those expectations, it's going to help the agent understand the reality that real estate is a lead generating business. Yes, it's fun to go show pretty properties. It's fun to just talk to people for a living and help them purchase or sell one of the biggest assets of their life. But we can't get to that until we have those leads and we've had those conversations. And one thing I will tell new agents is lead generating does not stop. Unless you are a top agent and all your business is strictly getting referred to you at this point. Now, I do want to tell you about an agent that we had. This agent was with our company for about 5 months and wonderful person. However, they didn't do anything for 5 months. There was no training. There was no conversations. They weren't dialed in. And the biggest thing was there was no accountability. So after those 5 months, that agent and I sat down and we had that conversation of, what are your real estate goals? I know you've had your license for this long. And the common theme that kept coming up was, well, I don't know what to do. I don't know who to talk to. And once we were able to kind of get that out there in the open, we were then able to have a powerful conversation. And what that conversation then led to was weekly meetings with me as their mentor, as their coach, helping them, keeping them accountable in how many contacts they're making, how many buyer appointments they're setting and actually holding, how many listing appointments they are going on, how many expired listings are they calling, how many open houses are they holding every single week that are actually attended and that they're getting business out of. We're also developing those strategies of those open houses, going with the mindset that yes, I'm still trying to actively sell that property that I'm in, but I also need to remember that I'm also trying to build my business as well. I need to be having conversations that are going to convert those potential people to be my clients. I need to set the appointment, I need to hold that appointment, and I need to get those people under contract and working with me. So, as a new agent, I want to challenge you this. 1, sit down, take 10, 15, 20 minutes at most, and think about what you want to accomplish this year in real estate. I always recommend starting with the amount of money you want to make, and then we can break it down to the percentage of where that's going to come from with buyers versus where it's going to come with sellers. Once you have those goals in mind, I want you to create what we call a 4-1-1. 4 weeks, 1 month, 1 year. The 1 year, you should be focusing on your big professional goals as well as your big personal goals. Once you have the year established, you're then going to focus on your monthly strategies that are going to directly tie into those yearly goals. Once you have the monthly professional and the monthly personal, you're then going to break it down even further into 4 weeks for every month. Those weekly strategies should be daily activities that are directly feeding into that monthly goal, which is then in turn feeding into that yearly goal. Once you have that 411 established, you should be following that to a T. That is going to be your accountability tracker, and I also recommend having an accountability buddy. Somebody that you can share your calendar with, that you're doing time blocks with, someone that can ask you, did you do your lead generating today? Someone that you are so afraid of them saying, I'm disappointed that you didn't do it. Why didn't you do it? Find that person and let them meet with you weekly. The last thing that I want you to focus on as a newer agent is not the Canva flyers. I don't want you to focus on the social media posts. I don't want you to focus on, all the creative fun stuff. We need to set a foundation. What you need to do is go to your brokerage or whatever your company is and find out all the training that they offer. Whatever that training may be, find what is going to bring you money in your pocket the quickest. Those are going to be the trainings that are foundational. It's going to be how to lead generate. It's going to be leveraging your time, because if we're taking all those rudimentary admin tasks out of the way and we're focusing on having conversations with potential buyers and sellers and investors, you're going to notice your business thrive. Take those 3 things, work it into your schedule for this week, and then I want you to cut back to me and tell me what you're doing. If there's anything that I said today that needs to stick with you, it's this: you need to do your lead generating. It can be from open houses. It can be from your sphere of influence, which is your family, your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers, Susan from the grocery store, Linda from the restaurant you went to last night. You need to find the business and have the conversations and convert those conversations into clients that are going under contract. This is an expensive business up front to get into, and you need to do everything in your power to get a return on your investment. Now go out there and lead generate, besties.